Alright, fellas, so today I'm going to give you everything I learned in 10 years of sales, 12 years of public speaking, and a lifelong journey of getting bitches. Basically, I'm going to turn you into a social animal. Alright, fellas, now, communication is key. Alright, you heard that before. Communication is key, but I'm going to break this down today. Alright, fellas, and I'm going to give you real live examples, secrets, techniques on how to become an effective communicator, because this is going to make you attractive as shit. This is going to make you more money. This is going to make you stand out in social situations and all dynamics. All right, fellas. Now, first thing you got to understand is 55% of communication is body language. Okay, so before you even open up your mouth, all right, guys, before you say a word, people are already judging you. They're making certain perspectives of you. This is why first impressions are so important. All right, so how you carry yourself, the way you walk, the way you sit, all right, the way you stand. Okay, fellas, your frame, everything about your aura before you open up your mouth will tell a big story. It's 55% of it. All right, fellas, so if you get this wrong, these two better be strong as shit. All right, now, 38% of your communication is voice and tone. All right, so not the words you actually say, but how you say it, how deep your voice is, whether you have a high-pitched voice, all right, how slow you talk, how fast you talk, how you articulate your actual words. This makes a difference. All right, fellas, if you get this right, bro, this makes you dangerous as shit. All right, fellas, now, 7%. All right, fellas, 7% is your, I can't even fit this shit. 7% is your actual words. All right, so what you actually say, your vocabulary, the words that you use. All right, whether you're telling jokes, whether you're telling stories, whether you're explaining something to people, all of this matters. So when you combine this shit, you get 100% of talking like a fucking G. All right, fellas, so we're going to get into it. Like I said, I'm going to give you real examples. I'm not just going to tell you how to do it, but I'm going to show you how to do it as well. So take notes, G. Pay attention. All right, fellas. Silence, my minions. Okay, fellas, so let's talk about body language. First thing, eye contact. All right, fellas, you already know when you talk to people and when you have conversations, look them in the eyes, okay? Now, this is strategic on how you want to do this, because if you're speaking to somebody the whole time you're staring in their eyes, staring through their soul, this isn't going to work. It's going to make you fucking creepy. Okay, guys? Now, real quick technique with eye contact, okay, fellas, is the triangle technique, all right? And this is especially for women, all right? It's going to be real basic, the triangle technique. So, every single human being walking this planet, all right, especially women, I don't care if she's ugly or not, she has two eyes and a mouth. Okay, fellas, so when she's speaking to you, by the way, when she's speaking to you, you want to be making eye contact the majority of the time. So as I'm talking to you right now, you should be holding eye contact with me. But when you start talking to me, you can kind of back up on the eye contact about 33%. Okay, guys, but when a woman is talking and you're trying to make eye contact but trying to avoid being awkward, triangle technique. You can stare at the left eye first for about 15, 20 seconds. I don't know, G, however long you want. But at any point when you feel it being awkward, because it's not, I'm going to be honest with you. She don't think it's awkward by you staring at that one eye. Okay, fellas, but you can move over to the next eye, okay, after about 10 to 15 seconds. Then move down to the mouth. Now, the beautiful thing about the mouth is it's a seductive stare. Okay, so if you stare at a woman's mouth for about 5 seconds while she's talking, especially if it's like a very sexual, you know, intimate situation, it might turn her on, okay, fellas, or it might show intimacy. But whatever the fuck, this is a good technique to avoid being awkward. All right, fellas, so easy technique to use. I recommend practicing this shit. Okay, fellas, because one of the biggest problems men have is they're great talkers. They can speak well, very articulate, but they lack eye contact. Okay, fellas, so first thing, practice eye contact. Next thing, open body language. All right, guys, open body language. Now, I give you a tip. When you're sitting, let's say you're sitting around a lot of people. Okay, guys, as a man, you want wide body language. This is going to help you out with your frame. So like I said, most of your communication, 55% of it is body language. So when you're either sitting or standing. So if I'm standing with a group of people, okay, I'm going to stand wide, my legs wide, okay? I want a wide frame. I don't want my feet too close together because it makes you look timid or it makes you look unconfident. That's how women stand. All right, if you notice most women when they stand, so if you saw a woman standing like this with her legs wide open, G, she'll look weird. But if you saw a guy standing like that, it might be normal. All right, fellas, so I'm not saying you got to stand in a split, G, but wide feet. All right, fellas, wide feet when you stand. Feet shoulder width or wider. Okay, guys, because you want a wide frame, either a narrow or a wide frame. You don't want this triangular frame. And that's what you have when your feet are too close together. Another thing about body language, mirroring. Okay, guys, mirroring people. I'll give you a great thing I used to do in sales. Okay, I swear to God, every time I did this, okay, I made the fucking sale. I got superstitious after a while, G. I'm not gonna lie. I got superstitious because I felt like it was good luck every time I did it. So when I would shake a man's hand, I would go up to a man and I'll shake his hand, like greet him for the car sale. What I would do is I would shake his hand with my right hand, but then I would take my left hand and I would either pat his shoulder or pat the bottom of his arm. Okay, guys, close to his elbow area. And I'll slightly not grab it, but touch it firmly. Okay, guys? What that is, masculine-wise, in the masculine realm, that's like a friendly thing that's saying I'm your brother. Okay, guys? And in the sales situation, you want to be friends with that other man. You want to be. If you asking him for 80 grand for a fucking truck that he don't fucking need, but he really fucking want, and anything can change his mind, like his wife calling him in the middle of our conversation, you want to build some good rapport. Okay, guys, so a lot of this stuff is just building good rapport. All right, so a lot of men don't understand this shit. A lot of men don't even know how to fucking shake hands. They got like this fishy ass fucking hand. Bro, I fucking hate when I shake a man's hand and he got a fucking fishy, squirmy hand, bro. You ever shake a man's hand and it's like fishy, it's squirmy, and then it's moist? Bro, I'm like, G, don't shake my hand, bro. All right? I'm punching your chest. All right, G. So mirroring, that's a good form of mirroring. What I'm doing, okay, is not just mirroring a person's body language. It's mirroring the energy that is either in the room or the energy that you want to be in that dynamic. So I wanted positive, friendly energy in that dynamic. So I had to mirror that. So when I shook his hand, it's boom. What's up, bro? How you doing? You know, I pat his fucking shoulder. And when it comes to a woman, what you can do, if there's a woman who you want to show respect for, okay, guys, you shake her hand, you put your hand on top of her hand. All right, fellas, eat small, simple gestures. Now, you don't want to do this shit seductively and you rubbing the fucking top of her fucking hand, caress her fingers, G. All right, don't do that. All right, it's a nice, soft gesture. And I definitely recommend you practice it with your girl, G. All right, these are simple, soft skills. Simple, soft skills that'll make you dangerous as shit, okay, especially in the marketplace. Now, guys, I want to talk about standing out. Okay, fellas, I'll give you an example about standing out. When I used to have work meetings, okay, when I used to work corporate, and these meetings, we would all sit in like these desk chairs, these office chairs. Y'all know the chairs with the wheels at the bottom? We'll sit in those chairs. Whoever was talking, all of the people that was listening, they would have like this upright posture when they were listening. So everybody looked the same, kind of like students, okay? Now, what I would do, okay, and this is how I would stand out and show confidence, okay, guys? And you can do this in many different situations. I would kind of lean back in my chair, and everybody would have their coffee mugs on top of the table. I would take my coffee mug and put it kind of on my knee with my hand on top of it. Okay, guys, so it gave off this masculine look. So when you walk into the room, you would immediately notice me, okay? And it also gave off a very competent, confident look, okay? And that's what you show in this type of body language. All right, guys, so, G, I am these small fucking things, G. All right, don't sound like a lot, but this will make you stand out in different situations. Now, it will be based on your personality, obviously. Okay, guys, but my personality is strong, dominant, and confident. So when I go into rooms, I portray that image. Okay, guys, and it ain't a game. It's real shit. Okay, but there's small, subtle things that you can practice over time that'll not only show off more positive, confident body language, but internally, it'll make you confident. Now, last thing. All right, guys, and this is my favorite one, and we're going to move over to voice and tone in a second. Okay, guys? Facial expressions. Okay, fellas, now, I don't know if you guys know anything about micro expressions. Now, micro expressions are subtle expressions that happen for about a millisecond that people will give you. And these micro expressions will show you how people actually feel about you. So if you walk up to somebody from behind and they turn around and they spot you and you surprise them, whatever facial expression they give you in the first half a second is going to show you. So if they show a look of disdain or disappointment or they're upset, a look of angriness, when they look at you, they probably don't fucking like you, okay? But if immediately they see you and they're happy, a look of astoundment, then they like you, okay, fellas? Now, you have to look at yourself when you think about micro expressions. You have to practice micro expressions. Best way is to pay attention to other people's, okay? But when you're talking to people, when you're having conversations, your micro expressions matter. These subtle facial expressions that you make, guys, when you kind of quench your face and you're fidgety and all these things, bro, it changes dynamics, especially with women. Okay? Now, this comes with self-awareness and understanding your own body. Because a lot of you guys turn off women just from your body language and you don't even know because you built these things from habit and you don't know that it's unattractive. And a woman is not going to tell you, I don't like the way you moved your face or I don't like the way you're sitting right now. She just going to get turned off and move accordingly. Okay, guys? All right, guys. Now, let's talk about voice and tone. All right? First thing about your voice is you want to speak clear. Okay, guys, now I'm going to tell you a trick that I do, all right? And this is what I learned in public speaking. When I was training public speaking, like the first 2 years, I never had a problem with articulating myself. But what I had a problem was projecting my voice. All right, fellas, so now what I do, instead of speaking to people, now I speak to people, all right? I don't talk at people. I speak to them. I have a fluent conversation. But when I'm having a conversation, I speak through them, okay? This is being clear and concise. So if you want people to hear you, because a big problem a lot of guys have is people having to say, huh, what you said? And then you got to repeat yourself. And then the next time you repeat yourself, whatever value your words has loses about 50% of it, bro. Because now you got to repeat yourself. The person's probably annoyed now. You're annoyed that you got to repeat yourself. It fucks up the conversation, especially with women, bro. It throws off the vibe, G. You know women like vibes. It's about the vibe. Set the vibe. They always want a vibe. And your job as a man is to set the vibe. So an easy way you don't fuck this up is speaking clearly. So you speak through the person. This is not speaking loud. This is speaking effectively so they can fucking hear you. Okay, fellas? So what that means is some words you may have to speak louder than other words to display points, to emphasize certain things that you're trying to say or convey. Okay, guys? Speak clearly. Now, like I just said, making sure some words are louder than others. This is about your pitch. So in certain conversations, your pitch is going to be higher than other conversations. I'll give you an example. This video that I'm doing right now, certain points I say louder than other points. Okay, because I want you to listen. All right, fellas. Now, sometimes I'm going to lower my tone and my pitch so you can focus in on what I'm saying. Okay, guys, you see how I did that? This is how you become a more effective communicator. So pitch is important. Another thing that's important, all right, fellas, is pausing. All right, so let's say you're telling a story to somebody. If you want to grab somebody's soul inside of a story, learn how to pause. Pausing is so fucking effective. You see how I just did that? It's something about pausing where you got to get a person to stop. Okay, guys, and they have to anticipate the next thing you're going to say. This makes you more charismatic when you're telling stories, telling jokes. This is how you can throw in hooks and punchlines and drop the mic on people and get people like, damn, I want to talk to him again. All right, fellas, combine. I'm telling you, G, this is real shit. Now, like I said, a lot of this is going to be based on your personality and how you actually speak, because what you don't want to be is a robot and just talk like everybody else. So cater this to your style. If you have a certain way of telling stories, cater this to this. But understand, these are essential things that you will need. Okay, fellas? This is basic communication. So this is a quick thing I want to tell you about pausing. Because you can fuck up pausing sometimes because usually people cut you off when you pause. So a good trick to keep people from cutting you off when you pause is as you're talking and you know you're going to pause because you need to transition to another point. As you're talking, before you pause, put a finger up. Okay, and it's very subtle and it's very quick. So while you're pausing, they're going to see that finger. What that finger shows them is I'm not done speaking. Okay, guys, now this finger is not going to be offensive. It's very, very subtle. So I'll show you how I do this. So as I'm talking, I'm going to put my finger up because I'm going to pause next. And you're going to see this finger up, G. So you're going to listen. You're like, okay, he's not done. And as I transition to my next point, I'm going to put my finger down and do whatever I'm going to do with my next point. Very easy thing to do. This is how you command attention. This is how you show authority. 99% of people will react to this, and they will listen to you if they see this finger up. Okay, it's a natural human thing. Next thing, like I said about pitch and tone, is your volume. All right, I just emphasized how certain words need to be louder than others. All right, now like I said, certain words you don't have to yell, but certain words you're going to be louder. Certain times you're going to talk to people at different volumes. So if I'm talking to a kid, I may talk with a more subtle or soft tone. But if I'm talking to another man, I want him to respect me and I want him to hear every single word I need to say. So I'm going to be louder. My volume is going to be louder based on where I'm at. Gee, if you at a party or at the club, don't be talking like this. She can't hear it. What? What? Oh, never mind. Bye. Okay, have a great day. Bro, it happens all the time. You stuck sitting there like, bro. Talk, all right? Speak. You have this thing inside your throat. All right? I think that's what the Adam's apple is for. It makes your throat deeper. Who knows? I don't fucking know, G. But if that's what it's for, G, fucking use it. All right? Use your voice. Effective communication. Energy. All right, guys, bro, wake the fuck up, bro. You see all this energy I got when I make and I'm just making videos, bro. Picture how I am when I'm actually having, now there's certain times I got to calm the energy down. All right, fellas, like if I'm having a conversation with somebody, like I went to a production studio the other day and I'm talking to the guy, you know, we behind the scenes and the shit going on the set. I can't be loud, G. I got to kind of lower my voice. But if we were out, you know, whatever, you know, doing shit or, you know, out talking, having drinks or whatever, I will be loud. I don't drink, G, but I'm using it for example. I would be louder. I would talk louder. I would emphasize myself more. Read the room. Okay, guys, if you're speaking, you're on stage, you need to be loud. You need to have energy. People need to feel you. Okay, guys, the reason why, well, I'm not going to say the main reason, but one of the reasons why men can't attract women or men can't make money or men can't get people to watch their content or whatever because they don't have any fucking energy. You're dull as shit. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're doing all this stuff right and you got great body language. If you don't have energy when it's needed, and I ain't say all the time, when it's needed. Because for the most part, if you know me, I'm real laid back. But when I need to pull it out, I can turn the switch. And this is what you need to find. You need to find that switch where you can turn it on. All right, maybe it might drain you a little bit because you're an introvert. I get it, G. So if you're an introvert, this is very, very important for you. Okay, because I'm an introvert as well. But when I need to turn on the switch, I turn on. All right, fellas, now let's talk about words. Okay, fellas, first thing is know your audience. So when you're speaking, whether you're having a conversation, whether you're flirting with a woman, all right, fellas, whether you're speaking on stage, whether you're telling a story, whether you're selling something, know who you're speaking to. So your words must be clear and concise and relatable. All right, fellas, relatable. All right, guys, so very, very simple. Let's say I'm speaking to high school kids. I speak to high school football teams. All right, I give them motivation, I give them inspiration, I give them life skills, basic life skills for young men. All right, fellas, so when I'm speaking to them, it's totally different from when I'm speaking to you. All right, majority of you guys are between the ages of 21 and 40. These men don't even have driver's license yet. Okay, guys, so I got to talk to them a whole different way. Know your audience. So me knowing that, I'm going to be able to connect and relate to them a total different way as I do with you. Okay, most of the conversations I have with them, I wouldn't have with you. Why? Because you ain't in high school anymore. Okay, G? So with women, know the difference, G. You can't use the same words that you say to men that you say to women. All right, fellas? When you say, okay, cool, like in text, don't say that to women. That's what you say to your bro. So if a girl say, I'll meet you at 10, don't say, okay, cool. All right? Say, all right, sweetheart, I'll see you then. Be sexy, G. A little bit. All right? Next thing. My favorite one. All right, fellas? Storytelling. All right, guys? G, I am telling you, bro. G, learn how to tell stories, G. Okay, guys? You will be, how to be more charismatic. A lot of guys want to know, how do I become more charismatic in speaking or in conversations? Learn how to tell stories. All right, guys, learn how to tell stories. Anything you watch, just pay attention to the stuff you watch. Just how you become a great speaker. Start paying attention to the speeches and the motivational people and the content that you watch. And pay attention to the best ones. And how do you know it's the best ones? The ones you watch the most. The ones that you're more engaged with. Pay attention. 9 times out of 10, these people tell stories. In all different ways. Maybe it's their own personal stories, whether they use examples and metaphors to explain a point to you. They tell stories. This is powerful, guys. So fucking powerful. All right. If you can tap into this, bro. All right. No matter what your fucking personality is, no matter if you're an introvert or not. All right. And the stories don't have to be long, short stories depending on the conversation. Remember I said, read the room, know your audience, be relatable. All right. But if you can learn how to tell stories, bro, you'll captivate rooms. Trust me on that. All right. Especially if you're a public speaker. Now, next thing with words. All right. And this is important, especially if you're a man. All right. Framing your words. And I'll give you a quick example. Let's say you pull up to the drive-thru. All right. You pull up to McDonald's. And she say, hi, this is McDonald's, man. I take your order. I don't know if that's what they say at McDonald's, G. But let's say she say that, all right? She asks for your order. And you say, you know how guys be at the drive-thru. Let me get most men say, can I have a number 1 with a Coke and a large fry? All right, fellas, can I have? This is simple and subtle, but I want you to frame your words differently. And it's not just this example. There's many other examples I can give you, but this is one. Can I have? Go from can I have to I want a number 1 with a Coke and a large fry. Okay? Or give me a number 1 with a Coke. You see the difference? One is asking and one is saying what you want. And not just demanding, but just being clear and concise about what you want. Change your words. Words are hypnosis. They matter, G. Okay, so you just throwing words around thinking they don't matter. Can I have versus I want or give me that or I would like. 2 totally different things. Okay, like when my son come to me, I can't do this. Frame your words, G. Okay, come to me and tell me I've tried different ways. I can't figure it out. Can you show me how? I love to do that for you, G. I got your back then because you come to me with confidence. All right, frame your words. All right. Even if you have tried different ways, don't come to me with you don't know how to do it. Frame your words, especially as a man, bro. This is key. So pay attention to how you speak. Everything you say. This is your life, bro. Your words matter. So if you're not paying attention to the shit that's coming out your mouth, don't complain about the results that you're getting or not getting. You feel me, G? Silence, my boy. Now, next thing with words. Okay. When you are having conversations, and you ask people questions. Ask open-ended questions. Okay, guys, I'll give you an example. Don't ask people, where are you from? Cincinnati. It's so simple. It doesn't add vibe to, women want vibes. Where are you from? You got a great accent. You sound like you're from the South. I've already asked 3 questions in that one question. All right, guys, totally different. Add some spice to your questions. It gets people laughing, gets people want to talk. It makes you more fucking interesting and more charismatic. Okay, stop asking questions that only result to no or I don't know or yes or a certain place, thing or person. Okay, guys, ask questions that make people have to talk. 1, you'll learn more about them. 2, it avoids you from having to fucking talk if you're an introvert or you don't know what to say. Okay, 3, it shows you're a more interesting person and you have substance. All right, guys, learning how to communicate is not just winning people over and getting great results. It's changing people's perception about you, okay, or at least heightening people's perception about you. Every time somebody interact with you, it should be an enjoyable experience. They should leave that interaction like, damn, I wish more people were like him. All right, guys, communicate like a G. All right, last thing. All right, fellas, last thing. Silence, my minions. Knowing when to shut your damn mouth. Okay, guys? This is probably the best one of all. Okay? It's not all about just talking and being the center of attention. Bro, when you can understand this key right here, and I got a video in the description of how to use silence as a superpower, especially if you have a problem with rambling. Okay, guys? If you can understand how to detach from situations and not be the center of attention, and not need to be seen or validated, and use this laid back skill as a superpower, go check that video out. All right. But anyway, silence is key. All right, fellas. I promise you, bro, if you want to win people over, let them talk and shut up. If you can program yourself for when you have conversations with people that you speak about 30% of the time and let them speak 70% of the time, you'll win every time. This works in sales because you'll learn more about your customer and you'll learn what to, bro, in a sales situation, bro, I'm like a fucking, I got like an AK-47 in my hand in a sales situation, bro, because I'm just listening to the customer. I don't overtalk them. I don't try to tell them everything I know. I let them, bro. So when I used to sell cars, I never tried to explain to the customer about the car and what it does and how it drives and how fast it is. I let them tell me what they want the whole time. What do you want? So I don't have to convince them to buy anything. Because once I find out what they want, I can just put it in front of their face and say, here. Ta-da. And they're like, you know me so well. No, G. Silence. Okay, guys, this is how you make money. All right, be quiet. Listen, use your ears and your eyes. Okay, fellas, and all your other senses. Stop. You got 2 nostrils, bro. It's crazy how life works. You got 2 nostrils, 2 eyes, and 2 ears. But God only gave you 1 fucking mouth. It's crazy how that works, right? All right, fellas. So use the, bro, silence. All right, guys. So last thing, there's 3 things that's going to make you a great communicator. And pay attention to this. It's the most part of the video, okay? This is how you do it. 3 things. 1, endless debates. Okay, guys, you need to be having endless debates at any time. If you got homeboys, y'all talking about, you know, Cardi B, y'all talking about football, y'all talking about Call of Duty video, whatever the fuck y'all talking about. Have debates. I don't care what it's about. Have debates. Argue and try to win the debate. Okay, fellas, whatever you got to pull out, whatever skill you got to pull out of this bag that I just gave you, have debates. Another one, practice public speaking. I recommend it. If you want to take this seriously and you want to use this to make you money, practice public speaking. Next thing, study human behavior. Okay? Because no matter what I tell you today, if you don't understand humans, you won't know how to use any of this stuff. Okay, so understand how humans react to things. All right, there are great books you can read. The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. One of the books that helped me not only learn this shit, because I learned this shit from experience. It just helped me frame it and understand, oh, that's why that happens. Oh, that's why this works. Okay, guys, understand. Become a student of the fucking game. All right, G? So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's your boy, KD. We out of here, baby.